What's up, guys? We're here with Sam. He has a nice spicy Spright build for us today. We're at locals right now. He's going into the top 8. I just beat him in the last round. You're going 3-1. That's pretty nice. Any shout outs you want to give before we dive in?
Big shout out to Team Solemn Circus. It's a great channel, best Yu-Gi-Oh content in Halifax. Keep up the good work.
Thank you. Why'd you choose this deck today? Sorry, it's a pretty good deck.
I like Spright because you can play a lot of non-engine in it. Your end word, if everything goes through, is basically an empty pay. Nobody's playing through Double Toad with IP and maybe a rare carrot.
Yeah, card's crazy.
I really like how powerful the cards are with how much non-engine you can play as well.
Fair enough. You think it's still going to be good against Snake Eyes, stuff like that? You have obviously...
It depends, right? If you draw the right combo of hand traps and engine, you can pretty much beat any deck, but really that's kind of the format we're in right now. It really depends.
Well, nice. You're obviously doing really good going into the top 8. Well, hopefully we'll see you in there, and let's show us the cards.
So for the Spright cards, got 3 blue, 3 jet, 1 red, 1 carrot, 3 starter, and a double cross. That's it for the Spright cards.
Do you ever wish to play more than red and 1 carrot?
Not really. They're honestly bricks to draw going second, and your engine, you have so many ways to search them going first with blue, starter, gigantic Spright, all that stuff. You don't want to ever draw this going second or multiples of them. So I really like this ratio. I also don't like smashers. I don't think that card really has a place in the deck. If you're going first, you're pretty much always searching double cross, and you always side this out on second.
Fair enough.
For the supporting engines, we play the Nimble cards. These are really good. You've got the 3 Beaver and the 2 Angler. This is a great normal summon. This is for the sprint play. You need to play 2. This is really nice to draw with Swap Frog, but it's really not that great to draw without it. Nothing more needs to be said there. For another engine, you play 3 Swap Frog, 1 Mirror Mage of the Ice Barrier, and then 1 of the Spell.
So this is a new card from the new Battle of Legends, for anyone who does not know.
Yes, so it's a level 2 Aqua, so you can send it to grave off Swap Frog, which can search. This summons it back. Would you look at that? You have 2 level 2 Aquas. There's a certain XYZ that you can make that's really good on your end board.
Yeah, card's crazy.
So the rest of the deck is non-engine. So I've got 3 Fenrir. This is really good in Spright because it's a body, it's really good on its own. If you kind of brick, you can use this to combo if you have any other level 2, which is really nice. But it's really nice being able to play into a board with this. I really like the card. Probably not necessary if you want to play Spright, but I think it probably deserves a spot in the deck.
Yeah, the deck is very kind of budget if you take out Fenrir.
Yeah, you don't need this. SP is really nice too, but you don't necessarily need to play that if you want to play Spright on a budget. Then I play 12 hand traps. So I've got 3 Ash, 3 Effect Veiler, 3 Ghost Ogre, and 3 Imperm. This could probably be more hand traps if you don't want to play Fenrir or something like that. I do specifically really like Ghost Ogre in this deck. I think it hits a lot of decks. Specifically, it hits Appaloosa, and your deck can sometimes struggle to deal with an Appaloosa because your monsters are really small. So I think this is probably a good inclusion.
That makes sense.
So that's 37. So the last 3 cards. So you have 2 Prosperity, just because, believe it or not, the deck is still a little bit bricky. So you kind of need to play these, I think, to make sure you don't brick all the time. And then the 40th card is 1 Talents. I side cross out, and sometimes your board is really bad into Talents, so you can always cross out that, and it's pretty nice going first as well.
That makes sense. We see that in some other decks as well. Do you ever miss the 3rd Prosperity for consistency or no?
I do, yes. I think if you're not scared of Talents, you could probably just play 3 Prosperity, or maybe cut a Fenrir, or change it a little bit. It's really the non-engine is so flexible. It's really whatever you want to play and what works at your events.
That makes sense. A nice solid 40 as well, which is very nice.
Yes. Extra deck?
Sure.
So for extra deck, you play 2 of the Gigantic. For other rank 2s, you play 1 Mosquito. This helps you kill. Mannequin Cat. You can side deck stuff that makes this really good. I don't right now, but I can give you some suggestions of good targets for this. Gin Buster. This is a nice negate you can make sometimes. Soul Sweeper. This is really good at dealing with targets.
The card's underrated, honestly.
Yeah, it's really good. It banishes an opponent's monster until their next end phase. So if there's ever something really big, you can just banish it and maybe kill them that turn, which is really nice. And then the Toad. It's so nice that you can make double
Card's crazy, yeah. Bring back Spright Elf.
Maybe. Play a Zeus package, so Sky Cavalry. This could probably be like anything else. You don't really need this. Downerd, Zeus, Typhon. Pretty much they all come up sometimes. You don't make them every game, but it's very toolboxy. They come up when you need them. I don't play a lot of links. That's only 4 links. So you play Sprint, card's amazing. IP, this is always part of your end board. SP, this is the only thing you make with IP. You could maybe play like Appaloosa or something else, but it doesn't really come up for me. You could probably cut something like a Sky Cavalry or something, and then Dark.
Nice. Do you ever what's your targets for Dark normally? I would assume it's going to into Sprint and stuff like that, but
Yeah, you usually want to make Sprint or SP or something if you can't make a good link to otherwise. I side Vistials as well, so sometimes you can take a Magnamut and Search, which is really nice. Just random stuff like that.
Fair enough.
Side deck, 1 Newman. This card's really good. You send this off of Swap Frog, like the Swap Frog that you summon off Toad in the standby phase, and then you reborn this with Double Cross. It's specifically very good into Tenpai and Voiceless Voice. Random decks like Kashtira as well. It should be good against Melodious, but I just learned in my last round that sometimes it leaves a little bit to be desired, but it's okay. Free Shifter. So this conflicts with your Ice Barrier stuff, but honestly, against some decks, this is probably a lot better than setting up Toads. Specifically, I think if you're going first against Snake Eye, this is probably a lot better to go for than Ice Barrier. Came up for me today against Infernoid as well. I would much rather just Shifter them.
Yeah, you're just winning.
Double Toad. Yeah, you just win the game if you drop this, and you can still put up a pretty decent end board without it. 3 Bistials. I really like Druid Swarm because you have a lot of ways to link it off in this deck. Probably better than Baldrake in that sense. So that's why you play 2 of it. 3 Dark Ruler. This covers some of your kind of harder matchups, I would say. It's good in the mirror match. It's good against Melodious. Could be other board breakers. Maybe you like Evenly or Book of Eclipse. I think it's really good. 2 Lightning Storm. You don't really have a lot of back row hate. Your deck can die to Skill Drain if you can't set up a carrot with an Xyz to get rid of it. So I think this is really good.
Okay.
And then the last 3 cards are for going first, so it's 2 crossouts and 1 called by. I don't like to play any D-barrier or going first traps, specifically in this deck, because I think your main goal going first is to get your plays to go through, because your end board is more of an FTK than D-barrier.
That makes sense. Yeah, if you set up Newman and stuff like that, what's the point of D-barrier them?
Yeah, so you just want to make sure your plays go through. So generally speaking, if you're playing against a deck that plays hand traps, this is always going to go and going first. If not, that's okay. Maybe you're playing Branded, you can throw in some Bistials, put in the Newman. You have pretty good side patterns with the way that that's laid out.
We like it. Do you ever miss a copy of Cosmic and stuff like that in your deck? We saw Lightning Storm there, which obviously you have to be going first or going second, have it on your board. But
so I actually think Cosmic's pretty fake. Other than to deal with specifically Skill Drain, it's good going first against some decks, which is really nice. But your deck's already very good going first, so I would much rather have a higher impact spell track removal card like Lightning Storm for when I go second.
Okay. Well, I'm glad it worked out for you, and hopefully you see you again in top 8.
Thank you.